Hello everybody. Look at this box. What could this be? High Point maybe? Nah. What it is, if you can see that, is a Glock 22 Gen 4. And I am extremely impressed. But what a surprise. It's a Glock. I chose the Gen 4 for several reasons. I really like the double recoil spring. I have heard some problems, but most of that was with the 9mm stuff, and this is a 40 caliber. Also really like this texturing. It's really rough and it gives you a nice good grip on the gun. It feels really, well, if I'm honest, it doesn't feel that great in my hand because of the hump right here. That's why I prefer the compacts, really, the 23s and the 19s. But if that hump was not there, this gun would feel like $1,000,000 to me, really. I mean, I've got pretty big hands, and this just, I know some people with smaller hands don't really care for Glocks, but this one feels great to me. Some features on the Gen 4, you have the larger magazine release, and with a normal grip I can hit that with ease. Some people with smaller hands may not, but feels I really like that in comparison to the smaller ones. But really, honestly, since my hands are so big, I could do without it. I mean, look how far my thumb goes on the, it almost goes to the trigger. So, but I do have one complaint with the Gen 4s, and that is, and by the way, this gun is unloaded. See that there? Magazine is empty. Is the trigger. It's very heavy for a Glock trigger. It's about 6.5 pounds, which I don't mind a heavy trigger. I'm honest, I don't, but I know some people hate heavy triggers, and it's kind of crisp, but it is very heavy for a Glock trigger. But maybe it's because it's not broken in yet. I have not shot this gun yet, and I'm really looking forward to shooting it. As you know, with a Glock, it breaks down very, very easy. So we'll slide back, pull down these two tabs, slide comes right off. Well, the reason, go ahead and show you this, the reason this trigger pull is so heavy is, look right here, you see this little bump on the trigger, not the sear, I don't know what this thing is called. Well, on the Gen 3s, this little bump right here was not on, we'll just call it the sear, was not on the sear. And I know someone who has sanded that down, and it decreased the trigger pull on his by 1.5 pounds. I mean, how can that little bump do so much? I have no idea, but Glock put it there for a reason, so I'm not gonna fool with mine. The Glock obviously knows what they're doing, so I'm just gonna leave it in its stock form. As you can see with the Gen 4s, you have the double recoil spring. I'm not going to take that out for you because it's not that easy to get back in place compared to the single recoil spring. But this frame is unbelievably light. The polymer, I think it weighs like 4 ounces. It's ridiculously light. And I've had other polymer guns, and no polymer frame has been this light. It's really impressive. The sights on the gun, they're stock, and I know some people don't really like the Glock sights. I like them. They give me a good picture during the daylight. You can see down there. Another complaint I hear a lot of people talk about all the Glock pistols is the slide release. Now, I don't like to drop the slides on an empty chamber, so I'm not going to do that. But again, I have big hands, but I can get my thumb on that slide release extremely easy. Even with a grip, with a comfortable grip, I have no problem reaching that. One thing you have to look out for, especially now with the big talk about the magazine ban and all that, I really don't think that's going to happen, but it could. So you really, don't let the government lure you into thinking that the magazine ban is dead. It's not. But anyway, I live in central Georgia, so we're allowed to have the standard capacity magazines, which for this gun would be 15 rounds. Well, I bought mine, and look at that. Came with 10 round magazines, and this was 2 months ago. And I was upset with that, and I'm not going to say where I bought it from, but that really upset me. But I mean, honestly, if you can't hit what you're shooting at in 10 rounds, you should have gotten to your rifle by now. Especially with 40 caliber. But anyway, I highly recommend this gun. This is my first video, so please be nice in the comments. I'm not quite like Hickok 45 or any of them yet. But anyway, this gun has been great, and it's a Glock, so I'm sure it's going to be extremely reliable. So y'all have a good time, and I'll see you later.